Hey guys, welcome to another episode where I cry about random things on the internet. Anyway, so today we're gonna make a follow-up to my Leaderboard Rant video. We're gonna be complaining about more things on the leaderboard. This time, elemental gear. I think the Robeats economy is officially broken at this point because of Spotco. I think the addition of elemental gear kind of ruined leaderboard because the richer is going to get even more rich and the broker is going to struggle even more to even stay afloat. Anyway, so for example, like you need blueprints to get legendary gear, and there's a lot of issues. So, to craft this new legendary gear, to craft elemental gear, you first need a blueprint. For example, I have this Vibe blueprint, this Vibe hat gear blueprint. And there's a big issue with that. It's not even that. The blueprints are fun. I actually kind of like that idea of blueprints for gear. It's the cost. Okay, yeah, for these ones it's pretty easy, but like other ones, like for this back piece, if we go here, this back piece right here, the span kit, this costed me 10 green gems. It's 10 whole green gems. So the broke isn't going to be able to afford that, while the leaderboard pros could easily get that very fast, which will put an even bigger power vacuum, and which will, easily be filled by them really fast. Like, look at that, 12.17. That is 4 times more than the best. For other ones. Now, for other ones, the effects is less big, but that's just probably because the meta pieces naturally give chill and vibe for the colors. My gear doesn't though. So this makes now it's impossible for new people to appear on the leaderboard. It's actually impossible. Back then, it was very hard, but it was certainly possible if you had the backing of people, and if there was a really hard song that you could do easily, then it was possible to appear on the leaderboard even if you're not normal for leaderboard. But now, unless you're already ranking there persistently, you're not gonna be able to ever get on the leaderboard, which I think is sad. I think it's sad. I like the concept of gear. I really, really do. Don't get me wrong. I love it. And if I ever were to make my own Road Beat style game, which if I ever learn Lua, I will, I would definitely add an aspect for gear. But here's the issue. I would make one of two things happen. One, the criteria for the criteria for leaderboard bigger, or two, just make the stronger gear easier to get. That way, more players could do it. But then there's the argument, oh, but they work to it, and that's not true at all. Honestly, Sign Up Prettier, Expandium, basically everyone on leaderboards is at least somewhat famous. And if they're not, they basically had their friends give them a ton of shit. That's what every single challenger and champion is in the world nowadays. And do you want to know why that's the case? Because their fans give them stuff. Like Expandian, he's one of the biggest Robeats YouTubers. So is Emirates, Canis. If we look over here, and even if you're not famous, there's another reason why other people will there's another reason too that happens. You are either an alt. There's still a lot of alts there on leaderboard, and also you can also be boosted by like a famous person. Like, do you see this nobody? You see how he randomly appeared on the leaderboard? Yeah, the reason why he appeared on the leaderboard was because he boosted Sign Up Prettier 111's Discord server with Nitro. So Sign just decks him out. So nice job, Rickrolls. Good job on earning your gear. Very fair and square. Now the obligatory. Oh my God, real deathmatch. Yeah. You're just mad that you're not like the big boy, and you're half right. You're half right. I am pretty salty because I could easily beat half of those people on the leaderboards in a 1v1. If you're someone who commonly ranks on leaderboards, I fucking dare you. 1v1 me, you little shit. And yeah, that is definitely a reason why I'm making this. You're not wrong. But another thing is, I think it's unfair for the other people who don't even rank on leaderboard at all. Like, I'm lucky enough to at least rank participant every week. Even though my title says contender, I don't even rank contender anymore. I haven't ranked there in months. But I am lucky enough to rank participant. Now, I have to give Spotco where credit is due. If we look on the leaderboard, he did make it so top 200 is participants instead of top 100. So he did that. He did what he could. So I think Spotco should get some nice claps for that. Good job, Spotco. Good job. But that still doesn't complete. That does have damage control, sure, but like that's not even like the best thing. And if you haven't noticed, none of this is scripted. Like, I'm coming up with points off the top of my head. So, like, if I actually tried forming a script and stuff, I'm pretty sure there would be even more points. Also, Spotco has a thing for boosting already popular people. Like, right. Did you know Sign Up Prettier has exploited before? He made a video exploiting a ton of robeats and he got banned for it. But it was at his popularity spike, so he was just unbanned by Spotco because he didn't want bad publicity. Did you know that? Yeah. Now, there's one good thing that came from this update, and that is Sign Up Prettier no longer ranks like extremely high anymore. He still ranks decently. Like, look, do you see Sign Up Prettier? You only see him once in the top 10, which is down. Did he get kicked off the leaderboards? Fuck yeah! Alright, boys, Sign Up Prettier is dead on the leaderboards. This is perfect. Thank you, Spotco, so much. Thank you, Spotco. Thank you for adding this gear. Because now, Sign Up Prettier isn't no longer a king. Finally. Now, as we see here, I am really happy about this. I'm so happy. Yee! Oh yeah, did I mention that the numbers for leaderboards are absolutely jacked? If you give me a second. Not leaderboard, sorry. The numbers for elemental gear are jacked. At my best, with my best color scores and my best pieces. So on overtime, which is a beat and chill song, these two together, I could literally muster up 5.5k for one note on the fever. Not to mention, my base time is 0.38, which makes higher gear power players have a much bigger benefit. Like, I'm pretty sure that people with like max gear power, like Expandian, etc., is like like people like Expandian Sign, etc., like I don't know, like Fanaticalite, I don't know, like people that are like with like max gear power, probably have like probably had like an even bigger bonus. Like for example, if my gear strength went up by like 50%, and let's say I had just hear me out. If I had 10 perfect points and everyone's gear was like buffed by 50%, that would mean I would have 15. Now let's say Expandian it or Fnatic Flight had not 30. Now let's say they had 20 and they got bonus by 50%. That would be plus 10 instead of plus 5. Now that's just an example. Anyway, sorry, I just had to deal with that guy real quick. So he is, they would have, like, a much bigger bonus. I'm not sure if I'm making a whole lot of sense here. I'm sorry, I have a really hard time conveying thoughts into words. I have autism, if you didn't know. So anyway. So, they get plus 10 and I get plus 5 with a very similar bonus. So that's kind of my issue. And now that, that's going to be, on a much bigger scale. Instead of, maybe, the average player would have, a 10, if you enter gear power, well, they have thousands. Not thousands, but, hundreds. That's literally, the difference. As you saw there, a 12 times gear multiplier, when the best thing physically possible was a 4.7, I'm pretty sure. You gotta, take this into consideration. This is just not fair. So anyway, that's just kind of my take on this whole situation, on how Elemental Gear was executed. It had its good and bads. I like how Participant was brought into top 200. And I certainly like the concept of Elemental Gear. I love it. I love it so much. But I think Elemental Gear should have had a smaller impact. Instead of, literally tripling my power, no joke. My power has been tripled. Instead of tripling people's power, maybe it should have only, given them, a 1.5 power advantage. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy, not gonna lie. So that's just my stance on the situation. Leave your own opinions in the comments below. If you agree with me, like and sub, and thank you. Have a good night. At least for me, it's 9:24 p.m. Please help, I need sleep.